welcome to Inside Elegance. Today, we're embarking on a magical journey that blends rustic charm with whimsical enchantment. In this video, we'll be exploring how to repurpose vintage finds to create the perfect cottagecore spring ambience for your home. Whether you're a fan of farmhouse style or dreaming of a fairy tale-inspired space, there's something here for everyone. Before we dive into the transformation, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and leave a comment telling us what your favorite vintage find is. Your feedback really helps us create more content just for you. Now, let's gather those old treasures tucked away in your attic or garage and see how we can give them new life. Ready to add a touch of magic to your home? Let's get started. Cottagecore is a style that celebrates the beauty of nature, simplicity, and nostalgia. It's inspired by the countryside, offering a sense of tranquility that's both whimsical and practical. At its core, cottagecore is about creating a cozy, charming environment, often with vintage elements and natural textures. It's a style that welcomes imperfections. Think worn wooden furniture, mismatched china, and handmade touches that evoke a sense of comfort. As we dive into this transformation, we'll use vintage items to create the perfect spring sanctuary in your home. The beauty of cottagecore is in its versatility. It blends elements from different eras, but with a soft, dreamy twist. We'll explore how to mix farmhouse finds with romantic fairy tale details, creating a space that feels like it belongs in a storybook. The first step in creating your cottagecore dream is hunting down those vintage gems. You might already have items at home, old picture frames, vintage linens, or antique furniture that you can repurpose. Thrift stores, flea markets, and estate sales are excellent places to find treasures that have a unique story to tell. Look for things that have character, items with patina, faded colors, or worn finishes. These imperfections add to the charm and magic of cottagecore. Even if something seems outdated or damaged, don't overlook it. A fresh coat of paint or a little bit of TLC can transform old pieces into something beautiful. Keep an open mind, and let your imagination guide you as you shop for your new project. Let's start with furniture, one of the most important pieces in any room. Wooden furniture is the foundation of farmhouse style, but it can easily be repurposed for a more romantic cottagecore look. If you've found a wooden chair or side table that's seen better days, consider giving it a fresh coat of paint in soft pastel hues. Light shades of blush pink, mint green, or lavender work beautifully with the cottagecore aesthetic. Once painted, distress the furniture slightly by sanding down edges to reveal a hint of the original wood beneath. This gives the piece an antique, lived-in feel that's perfect for your whimsical space. Textiles are an easy way to introduce cottagecore elements into any room. Vintage linens, lace tablecloths, and embroidered pillow covers add both texture and character to your decor. Look for vintage fabrics with floral prints, delicate lace, or intricate hand stitching. These elements are the perfect way to infuse your space with a fairy tale vibe. You can drape a lace tablecloth over an old wooden table for a charming look. Throw vintage quilts or soft, worn blankets over your couches or chairs to create a cozy, inviting atmosphere. The layers of texture will instantly make your space feel more rustic and romantic, exactly like a cottage nestled in the woods. Antique mirrors are a great way to add a touch of elegance and light to your cottagecore spring aesthetic. Look for mirrors with ornate frames, think gold, wood, or even distressed finishes. Place them in unexpected spots, like above your mantle or in a cozy reading nook. Mirrors reflect light and make small spaces feel larger, creating an airy, dreamlike quality that's perfect for the spring season. If the mirror's frame feels too heavy for your style, consider giving it a makeover. Paint it in soft pastels or white to make it blend seamlessly into your cottage-inspired space. A vintage mirror can be both a functional and beautiful statement piece. No cottagecore spring is complete without fresh flowers, and vintage vases are the perfect vessels for showcasing them. Whether you have old mason jars, chipped porcelain vases, or vintage teapots, they can all be repurposed into charming flower arrangements. Consider mixing different textures and sizes for a more eclectic look. A mix of delicate wildflowers, soft lavender, and greenery will bring nature indoors and enhance the peaceful, countryside vibe of your home. If you don't have fresh flowers readily available, consider using faux flowers with realistic textures or creating your own paper blooms for a whimsical touch. The vintage vases can be the perfect way to display them. Lighting plays an essential role in creating the right mood for any room, and vintage lighting can add so much character to your space. Consider repurposing old chandeliers, pendant lights, or even lanterns to add a soft glow to your cottagecore spring decor. Look for antique lighting with brass or wrought iron details. These materials complement the rustic charm of cottagecore while offering a touch of vintage glamour. If the lights feel too dark, simply clean them up and update the bulbs for a modern twist. Soft white or warm LED bulbs can give off a dreamy, warm glow that will set the perfect tone for your springtime retreat. Wall art is another great way to incorporate vintage pieces into your cottagecore space. You can repurpose old frames, prints, or even textiles to create something unique and special. Use vintage botanical prints, antique maps, or delicate embroidery to frame and hang on your walls. Mixing different frames, some distressed, some gilded, will add layers of texture and interest to your space. You can also create your own DIY wall art by framing vintage postcards or dried flowers to bring the outdoors inside. These personal touches will infuse your room with both history and charm. For a true fairy tale vibe, why not try crafting your own cottagecore flower crown? This DIY project is simple, fun, and adds a lovely personal touch to your home. You can use real or faux flowers like daisies, lavender, or baby's breath, and create a beautiful crown to display on a mirror or above your bed. It's a sweet reminder of the whimsical, nature-inspired elements that cottagecore celebrates. Hang your flower crown on the wall or use it as a centerpiece for a table. It brings a magical, fairy-like quality to any room and is a perfect way to celebrate spring. To complete your cottagecore look, consider incorporating vintage planters into your home. Whether you choose classic terracotta, stoneware, or even mismatched teacups, they can be repurposed as charming plant holders. Choose plants with trailing vines or delicate flowers like ivy, begonias, or ferns. These plants will not only add color but also enhance the earthy, natural elements of cottagecore. Place the planters on windowsills, bookshelves, or even hanging from the ceiling for a more whimsical look. These plants will bring life to your space and make your home feel fresh and full of spring energy. Vintage books are not just for reading, they're perfect for adding a sense of history and texture to your cottagecore space. Stack old books on a side table, or use them as pedestals for vases or candle holders. Choose books with beautiful, worn covers that add to the rustic charm. You can even group books by color or theme to create a curated display that feels both personal and stylish. For a more whimsical touch, consider turning the pages of vintage books into artwork or using them for DIY craft projects. Old pages can be framed, turned into garlands, or used as wrapping paper. A terrarium can be a beautiful addition to your cottagecore decor, and it's an easy DIY project that uses vintage glass jars or cloches. Create a miniature garden inside by layering moss, small plants, and delicate flowers. If you're using vintage glass containers, look for ones with unique shapes or charming details like etched patterns or old-fashioned clasps. These containers will give your terrarium an antique feel. Terrariums are a great way to add life and color to any room while maintaining that earthy, natural atmosphere that cottagecore embodies. They're also low maintenance and a perfect option for anyone with a green thumb. Every cottagecore home needs a cozy reading nook, and vintage finds can help create the perfect spot for relaxation. Look for an old armchair, a comfy blanket, and vintage books to surround yourself with. some soft, vintage cushions or pillows with floral prints for an inviting and comforting look. Soft lighting from an antique lamp will complete the atmosphere and make your reading nook feel like a peaceful retreat. Surround your nook with plants, vintage vases, and personal trinkets to make it feel like a little corner of paradise. This cozy space will quickly become your favorite spot in your cottagecore-inspired home. Thank you so much for joining me on this vintage repurposing journey to create the perfect cottagecore spring look for your home. I hope you found inspiration to transform your space into a dreamy, whimsical retreat. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below with your favorite vintage find or your thoughts on these projects. I'd love to hear how you're incorporating cottagecore elements into your own home. Until next time, stay creative and keep adding beauty and elegance to your space. Happy decorating!